The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
I was leaving work the other day, and I've got a unit here in Brisbane, and I needed to get cleaned. And you know my routine that I have with my cleaner.
That is the most cleaned unit. How does it get dirty?
Yeah.
You have a cleaner once a week.
No, I don't. Once a fortnight. She comes in once a fortnight. I don't know. She just does the thing. We've got a good system going, and she cleans.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because you always have to go and pay the cleaner.
Well,
it is a thing. It says
like
a lot.
It's a joke thing.
She generally comes here, and I race downstairs. I give her money, and I give her the keys to the unit, and she goes from
It's not
here.
always like that. It's usually like we're doing interviews or something. Oh, she's been down there for 45 minutes.
I've got to go and pay the cleaner. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Pay the cleaner.
Like,
We just thought it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
It just seems like all the time. Is it once every 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Once
she's
every
paying
2
the
weeks.
It feels
cleaner
like,
again.
it feels
But
like
we've
every second
actually had
day.
a break for a couple of months, so it was the first time that she'd been in a couple of months. I don't know if you were here, Suze, or you just came back this week. Yeah, so this was last week.
No.
So,
I always thought it was a metaphor, honestly.
yeah.
I've got to pay the cleaner.
She's gone downstairs to pay
Pay the cleaner. End quote.
What does it even mean?
What could that possibly mean? Yeah. It sounds sinister. But anyway, normally she's here like she turns up in the morning, but she goes, I can't get there till like 11:45, and I'm like,
Jeez, you're long gone by then.
Well, yeah. Just as it turns out, that day I had to leave. I had to leave early at about 10:30. So,
Oh, yeah, whatever.
so I said, well, listen, swing by anyway, and I'll leave the envelope and. With some money in it and the key, and I'll give it to Jess at reception. So come up to reception, Jess will. I'll give it to Jess. So then I've walked out and I've spoken to Jess. I went, Jess, Clarissa is coming to pick up this. She'll be here in about an hour or so, you know. And she goes, no worries. And so that was the deal. So then I'm back on the coast, and Clarissa calls me and goes, hey, I'm at reception. And I can't get up the lift.
Yeah, I don't think that doesn't happen anymore. It's all lockdown, really,
Security.
these days.
Yeah, it's
After
like,
that incident.
yeah.
After, yes, someone forgot to pay a cleaner. That happened, yeah.
So evidently, you can't just help
you gotta
yourself
ring
up.
or
I thought
something,
after
yeah.
9 o'clock it was a free-for-all and everyone could come up here, but you can't do it. And I said, oh, okay, well, listen, I'll ring Jess at reception. I'll ring reception. So I've rung over reception. Hello, Jess speaking. And I go, hey, Jess. She goes, oh, Nova reception, Jess speaking. And I went, Jess, it's Ash. And she goes, yeah. She goes, yes.
No.
Yeah, I think I know what you're going to say.
And that was my first warning sign. I'm thinking,
Oh, okay, I know what you're gonna say too.
That's weird. And I refused to say, from the Brekkie Show.
Ash, crazy guy, 6 to 9 weekdays.
First name on the show, Ash.
Yeah. Speak to you literally every day when I'm leaving. That Ash. I go, hey, Clarissa's downstairs and she can't get up.
Yeah.
And she goes, right. And in my mind, I'm thinking, am I going crazy here? Like,
Yeah.
like this was like an hour ago that we had this conversation, and I went,
Or is Jess going crazy?
yes, and I went, is there just a way, Jess? Do you think that you could send someone downstairs just to give her the envelope? There's an envelope there with Clarissa written on it. Remember I wrote on it, on the envelope, and then she goes, oh, you've rung Nova Sydney.
Oh, God. Central number.
I didn't. I rang like an 07 number.
No,
but
it goes random.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone contacted me the other day saying someone rang the receptionist in Perth is asking me whether I know someone or something weird like that. Somehow it went through to Perth.
I had a similar thing because I actually had a complaint made against me, not to do with the show, something else. And they rang Nova Melbourne.
Hang on, what complaint did you get made against?
Oh, it's a really odd one. To do with a charity I was involved with. But anyway, but Nova Melbourne got the complaint. Same thing.
Well, that's good.
Oh, let's get that. Well, I applaud that system.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
I've been cleaning out my pantry heaps because since I've come
That
home...
sounds like another metaphor.
It does, doesn't it?
Ash is paying the cleaner. You're cleaning your pantry.
I've been cleaning out my pantry. You know what that means? No, because I've just come back from overseas. So I've been trying to stay awake during the day. And so I did a big deep clean of my cupboard. I found so many of the same things. Like I found 4 big ketchup bottles. You know, you just keep buying. Do you ever do that? You just keep buying the same thing and you find it there. But anyway, I found a really interesting thing there that I don't think I can throw out, that I've had probably since, I reckon I've had this tin of food since 2008.
What?
And I remember buying it specifically because, remember Bob Hawke, our, Prime Minister?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
and-
some people probably wouldn't, but
Yeah, he was our Prime Minister for whatever.
Yeah.
Famous line, remember when America's
Australia
Cup.
too.
Yeah, Australia 2 won the America's Cup, and he said,
1983.
if people, what was the line?
Any boss who sacks an employer for not turning up today
is a bum.
Is a bum.
Yeah.
And he was super bright, hey, and really like sharp right up until the day he died.
Yeah, very popular.
Really, really popular. He'd scull beer and
Yeah.
like a really one with the people type person.
Yeah,
But
he
I
really
thought-
was.
I saw a story on him on TV around about 2008, and they're asking him how he was so sharp in the mind. And he said every morning he has a tin of cherries. Like those a tin of cherries.
Tinned cherries.
Tinned cherries. Oh, not the whole tin, obviously, but he...
Are they those
has-
really weird-looking bright ones that you see on top
No,
of ice cream?
that's... What do you call that? That's fake
What was
cherries.
that, candied cherry?
Yeah, that's like...
Maraschino cherries.
Yeah, what do you call that?
Right.
Maraschino.
Maraschino. No,
So
just
these are
like...
real.
Like just tinned cherries, and that's the reason he's so smart. And at the time, he was smoking a big cigar, and presumably
Necking a schooner.
he drank a bit.
How old
so-
did he live to?
I was wondering that. Jeez, I reckon he's got to be
I
in
don't.
his 80s.
Yeah, he was pretty old. Must have been pretty bloody old because
Yeah.
he wasn't young when he was Prime Minister.
And I remember
89.
89.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I went out and bought a thing of tinned cherries, and I was going to try them, but I never did. You get those tins of food, and you go,
Yeah.
I'm going to have that because that's
So
why Bob Hawke's so smart.
So are they in your fridge?
No, my cupboard because it's tinned. I cleaned my
Right. So,
pantry.
I've never seen tin cherries like that before.
No, I don't think I have either.
Yeah.
Usually you
I
buy them in a bag, cold, and eat them
No, I
fresh
know.
in the fridge.
Exactly. That's the only way I'd ever
Why
had
would such a thing exist?
Yeah.
cherries as well. But I bought them and I left them there, and I saw them when I was cleaning out my pantry, and they're obviously out of date.
And you can't let them go for what sort of
I don't
what
know.
reason?
I just feel like
I mean, my first thought is like, well, let's crack it open and see what's inside.
that's
What
a
do
good
you-
idea.
Do you get sentimental? And
Yeah.
you know what I think might be inside? Cherries.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
Our producer Lachlan and I were reflecting about secrets you keep from your partner.
That's,
Right.
Yes.
Is that an organiser? Do you go and have lunch to do that, or what do you do? Like,
No, just in the producer's booth.
all right.
But last night, the State of Origin was on, right? And I really felt like a drink of alcohol. But Cliff and I, since we've come back from being away, because we were drinking like lunch and dinner every time,
Yeah.
we decided that we're not going to drink. Only going to drink on Friday nights and Saturday nights now. But obviously last night was a Wednesday night. I think, geez, I really feel like sitting in front of the TV, watching the footy, having like some sort of drink.
Yeah.
So Cliff had a zero beer. He's like, got any of those zero beers there? I'm like, yeah. And then I go, so I might have a ginger beer.
Alcoholic?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, it wasn't to start with. I get the ginger beer, and then I went and got the vodka.
Okay, that's
He's in the
This story's sounding strangely familiar
it. What
to me.
oh, right.
you need a bit of deja vu.
All right.
So what? I just love to say you got some. So you've had a vodka ginger beer is what you've had,
Yeah.
even though you went. So I got some ginger beer.
He doesn't know.
which wasn't alcoholic until I put the vodka in. Well, that's
At
big of it,
that
isn't it?
point,
But different to you, maybe, Ash.
So like Cliff
I
didn't know
wanted to-
though when you were
no.
doing it. You
I-
thought you were just sipping away on.
Yeah. But I really wanted to know how many drinks I had, so I actually got the measure out. I did 1.5. I did 1.5 shot, 1.5. What is it called? Nips. So I knew exactly what. I was in control of it. I had 2 of them, so I had 3 drinks actually. But
Crazy.
I went crazy. But I don't know, because I was talking to Lachlan, producer Lachlan. He goes, "Well, he's doing the same thing. He's keeping secrets from his wife."
I'm pretty sure he didn't want you to say it on air.
Oh,
yeah.
did he? Did you?
That's fine.
Is that fine?
Can I say what it was, or do you want to say what it was? I thought it was pretty funny myself. Okay, I'll say. I'll start it, and you can join in.
Who's saying no? Why? What's going
No,
on?
it's fine.
Continue. Go, Suze. Tell you tell it from
I'll
your
tell it in my
perspective.
words.
Yeah.
So you guys are trying to save money at the moment. So you're not spending money on extra anything frivolous. Fun.
On fun.
You're just spending it on the mortgage and serious things.
Well, not the mortgage yet, but yeah, hopefully.
You're saving up for a mortgage.
Yes.
Okay, right. So you really like this banh mi shop.
Dude, yes.
But you're not allowed to have banh mi because
That's fun.
that's frivolous and
It's
fun.
so frivolous.
That's frivolous
Banh
and
mi's
fun.
a lot of fun. I'm going to have some today.
Yeah.
So if you were keeping a secret from your partner,
Yeah.
what would you do?
Well, this banh mi shop in Darra, it only takes cash. It's a cash-only place. And so when you check in the bank statement, when the bank is checking the bank statement, they're not seeing $7 banh mi's.
Yeah.
They're just seeing $20 being taken out, cash out when going to Woolies. And then I'm spending that cash when I'm going to cash out at Woolies on the banh mi.
So it looks dodgy.
It's going under as groceries officially.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't even see the cash out because
It's
it would just
just
come
cash. It's a cash transaction.
It's technically groceries
It would
because it's
seem
from
like-
Woolies, but it's actually banh mi.
What? So if you get $45 worth of groceries from Woolworths and they say, would you like any cash out? And you say, yes, I'll get $20 out.
Yeah.
On the bill, it just says Woolworths $65.
Yes.
That's a perfect way to get cash out.
It's highly cheeky. Susanna, if you're listening, definitely not what I do.
But she did actually find out, didn't she? Because you made the mistake of eating the banh mi at home and
Correct.
putting the rubbish
Yeah.
in the rubbish bin.
What? She's
And
checking.
she sniffed out
She's
the
checking the
rubbish
rubbish.
bin. And she saw the wrapping, didn't she?
She did see the wrapping. She put something in the bin. And she was like, "Is that a banh mi wrapper?"
Oh, I'm not sure this is a healthy relationship, mate.
Yeah. Did you double up on the lie then?
Oh, she knew. I couldn't lie to her.
You meant to say, well, they came into work.
Yeah,
love it.
that's a good one. I should use that next time.
I only said
That's what I would have done.
it
Free
now
from
at
work.
8:46 because I know Cliff's at work and he wouldn't hear me say that I'm actually drinking vodka and ginger beer at home. He thinks I'm drinking ginger beer.
Susanna's teaching right now, so she won't know this
As
is
well.
happening either.
I wonder if Cliff's sitting at work now going, she's got no idea it was a real Heineken.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.
I was over in Paris recently. Excuse me. Came back. It looks amazing.
Yeah, does
It looks amazing for the Olympics. Yeah, they've polished up all the, like the Arc de Triomphe and all the, what do you call
The
those
Eiffel
things?
Tower's got the rings on it.
Monuments. The Eiffel
monuments.
Tower. Yeah, it looks good. And a lot of the venues are right really close to the centre of Paris.
Yeah,
Like the
that-
beach volleyball's right there. Trust beach volleyball to get the good spot. I mean, there's something about that really annoys me for some reason.
We were talking about that on the
Were
podcast
ya?
yesterday, and Crash and I and Chris Jones, we were sort of saying, I think we've got to think, or they have to think, Nat Cook,
They do.
because like we were trying to work. I was like, where was the beach volleyball before the Sydney Olympics? Like it was
Before.
in.
Bondi, wasn't it?
No, before.
No, but before that,
Like where was
it in Atlanta? Like it wasn't even on my radar.
No.
And then, of course, Bondi Beach and that blah, blah, blah. And since then, it's become, like, Rio was on the beach.
Yeah, it's become the showpiece of the city.
Like, it is, like, dead set. Where they're in Paris, if you can get a seat on halfway, if there's such a thing in beach volleyball.
Yeah, there is. There's a net.
You'll be looking directly, like, linear, whatever, down the line, down to the Eiffel Tower. It'll be the greatest shot in history you
Yeah.
can get if you're at that. Like, it's the best spot of the Olympic
Yeah, I
Games.
know.
Is beach volleyball.
Yeah. It's so annoying, but good as well. They've
Yeah.
also got a celebration centre. So it seems like for the first time there's going to be a place where people go and get their medals, not in their sporting venue, but the same sort of thing, in direct opposition to the beach volleyball, like the other side of the river.
Yeah.
There's a grandstand with beautiful monuments.
And it's free.
A stage. Is that free?
Yeah, that's free as well.
So I don't
I
know
love that because, I don't know, I just love the fact that, I presume they still get their medals, you know,
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work.
at their venues, but then the day after that,
Yeah.
on certain days, I think swimming do it in one cluster.
Okay.
You can go and watch them essentially parade their medals, and they go through a whole thing again.
Oh, but that's not the official.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Hey,
I don't know actually.
They used to.
But
they used-
I know at World Athletics they now do the medal ceremonies outside the stadium.
Yeah.
So anyone can go and watch it on a big stage.
They used to do it at the Winter Olympics. They do that as well. I don't know if it's free at the Winter Olympics, and they have the big presentation. Plus, then they have big concerts there.
Yeah.
Straight after, like I think I saw Alanis Morissette at the 2002
Really?
Winter Olympics. You see the medal presentation, then you see a band. Like how good's that?
I like it.
yeah.
Promoting to the younger sort of people, which is what they're trying to get. But the thing that interests me in Paris was the river, the Seine, because they're going to have the triathlon there, the open water, Is that it? Open water as well.
Yeah, for some reason the open water, it must be in a different area because they're not so concerned about that. It's specifically the triathlon, I think. Is that right?
No, well, the open water, there's rumours that they're probably going to not... It's meant to be in the Seine, but they're saying it's probably going to be at the rowing venue.
Right, the less pooey
The less pooey
venue.
But the triathlon was set up when I got there. I presume it's on the first couple of days. I haven't looked. Like the transition is on one of those beautiful bridges. One of those... You know, where they come up and change a thing. But I was just reading about the Seine. Do you know they spent 1.4 billion euros?
Yeah.
1.4 billion euros to clean it up?
And it kind of hasn't worked, and now they've spent all this money, and we've spent all this money, so we've got to still have it there. There's a movie out, I think I might have mentioned this, called Under Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the most ridiculous movie ever. But...
This is where the Mako sharks.
This is where the giant
Sharknado adjacent, right?
It's a Sharknado-like film where this massive shark, which grows a metre a day, and then can reproduce without a male. So it just produces another million sharks in a day, and it gets stuck in the Seine. It's the most ridiculous film ever. But you watch it and go, hang on a second, because the premise of the film: massive shark, millions of them. A female mayor of Paris, which is the same as real life, right?
There's a female mayor.
They've spent literally $1 billion or something on getting the Seine ready for this triathlon test event for the Olympics. So because they've spent so much money, even though there's a giant sharks there, she denies it. They try and hide it back. They go ahead with the event, and what do you think happens? All the triathletes get eaten by all the sharks. It's ridiculous, but it's also life imitating.
What if the TV ratings will be up for the triathlon?
Well, exactly.
Well, you know what just happened
Just
yesterday in
swim
Paris is the female mayor of Paris,
Yes.
to prove that the Seine
Yes.
is clean, jumped in the water.
That was yesterday, was it?
And
Yeah.
she got eaten by a shark.
No, she's fine.
It's
she's
bizarre though. This crazy movie is actually now happening
Yeah.
in a less
And-
in a different way.
I'd love that to happen in Queensland. Back when Anastasia was in
Why Anastasia?
I was just trying to think of a female political leader. Yeah, we're going to need you to jump in the wetsuit, Anastasia. We need you for 300 up the prison.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie Snackbox.